Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 State of the City Address. I am Shatoya Moss. I am the Director of the Community and Family Resources Department at the City of Bloomington, and tonight I am stepping in for Deputy Mayor Gretchen Knapp, who is out sick and unfortunately could not be here with us. She is sending her best wishes, though, while she is away with her box of tissues, so please send her positive thoughts. But I am delighted to help begin what promises to be an inspiring evening. The John Waldron Art Center is fitting venue for tonight's event, as it has played many roles in Bloomington's history. Once home to City Hall, and later the headquarters for our police and fire departments. It is now serves as a hub for creativity and community connection. As we look ahead tonight, the Waldron reminds us that progress and tradition can move forward together. It also feels especially meaningful for me to open tonight's program by welcoming two leaders I am proud to work alongside. In my role at the city, I collaborate closely with both of these chiefs to support community safety initiatives, community well-being, and more connected, caring Bloomington. Please welcome Bloomington Police Chief Mike Dekoff and Bloomington Fire Chief Roger Kerr as the Bloomington Police Department and the Bloomington Fire Department presents the colors. Following the presentation of colors, we'll hear our national anthem performed by Andrea De La Rosa, the Assistant Director of Small Business Development in our Economic and Sustainable Development Department. Dee brings both talent and a commitment to serving Bloomington, and we are thrilled to hear her sing tonight. Chief Dekoff and Chief Kerr, the stage is yours.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to stand beside Chief Kerr tonight as we highlight our progress and path ahead for community safety in Bloomington. A safe, civil, and inclusive city starts with strong public safety teams. Under this administration, Bloomington has made significant strides fully staffing our police force. These gains reflect a renewed sense of support felt across the department, driven by investments in higher pay, new policies on take-home cars, and modern tools and equipment. We're committed to building a culture that continues to improve morale and retention, and officers are responding with pride, purpose, and a clear sense that their work is valued. These enhancements ensure our officers are well equipped and energized to do their jobs. We are proud to serve our community with excellence. I'm very happy to report that violent crime decreased 24.3% this past year. And as we strengthen our first responder teams, we must also provide appropriate and adequate facilities. That's why the city is prioritizing a new headquarters for BPD, one that is built to last. Currently, our officers and civilian staff work out of a building that is too small, too old, and too outdated to serve them and the public. After careful evaluation, the city has identified 714 South Rogers Street as a potential location for the new Bloomington Police Department headquarters. This site was proposed for its strong concrete construction and its ability to meet the needs of a modern police force. It provides a central location with easy access to public transit, additional room for secure victim interviews in collaboration with service providers, and adequate space for 50 more years of public safety service. 714 South Rogers is supported by both police staff and union members, and public outreach to neighbors and residents has been positive and will continue over the coming months. We believe this location offers a promising site for a secure and modern headquarters to serve our community for generations to come.
On the fire department side, we've also made significant progress. Last year, the union contract passed unanimously, with competitive pay that allowed us to become fully staffed in September. We are also well on our way to offering our firefighters the modern facilities they need to respond to emergencies effectively. Fire Station 1 is now open after extensive renovations. This station has been central to Bloomington's public safety for years, and these upgrades enable our firefighters to serve the downtown area and beyond better. Across the city, multiple fire stations have received significant upgrades, from remodeled kitchens and bathrooms to new officer quarters and fully interior renovations. Station 3's full renovation and expansion is well underway and expected to be completed this fall. Finally, we are building a new logistics center that will allow greater efficiency and provide long-term home for training exercises. This building has been planned for years and is now becoming a reality. The 18,000 square foot facility will consolidate logistics operations, improve safety, and provide classroom, gear storage, and space for backup emergency vehicles. Additionally, our mobile integrated health program continues to lead the way in Indiana, combining emergency services with health care to provide a more effective, compassionate response to those in need. Through a grant from the Indiana Department of Homeland Security, Bloomington's mobile integrated health has become the first in the U.S. to receive telemedicine kits. These kits enable real-time medical assessments, including vital signs, ECG readings, allowing doctors to make faster, more informed decisions that improve patient outcomes. We are grateful for the city's commitment to public safety and for the trust the community places in us. None of this progress happens without the dedicated men and women who serve in uniform, and we will take a moment to recognize them tonight. With that, we would like the Bloomington Police Department and the Fire Department Color Guard to present the collars. So if everybody would please rise and remain standing as we present the collars, and afterwards please stand as we have the national anthem performed.
Thank you, Chief Dekoff, Chief Kerr, Dee, and the Color Guard for your wonderful contributions to tonight's program. To our Bloomington Police and Fire Departments, thank you. You protect and serve with excellence and compassion every day. You lead with inclusivity and professionalism. And when lives are on the line, the people of Bloomington know they can count on you on their worst days. Thank you. Now, Deputy Susan Stoll and Council President Hoppy Stossberg will handle the official proceedings.
Hi, good evening, and thank you all for being here. I'm Council President Hoppy Stossberg, and I represent District 3 on the council. And I would like to officially call this special session of the Bloomington Common Council for Thursday, April 3rd, 2025 to order. And I'd like to introduce Deputy Clerk Susan Stoll to proceed with roll call.
Good evening. Councilmember Flaherty. Councilmember Ruff.
Here.
Rallo.
Here.
Piedmont Smith.
Here.
Stossberg.
Here.
Daly.
Here.
Zulik.
Present.
Rosenberger. Asari.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I would like to note that this special session will adjourn following closing remarks from Mayor Carrie Thompson. I will now give the land and labor acknowledgement for the City of Bloomington. As we gather tonight for the 2025 State of the City Address, we take a moment to honor the land on which we stand. We recognize that the City of Bloomington sits on native land. The city, as well as city administrative buildings, are on the traditional homelands of the Miami, Delaware, Potawatomi, and Shawnee people, and we acknowledge that they are past, present, and future caretakers of this land. We also acknowledge that much of the economic progress and development in Indiana, and specifically Bloomington, resulted from the unpaid labor and forced servitude of people of color, specifically enslaved African labor. We acknowledge that this land remains home to and a site of gathering and healing for many Indigenous and other people of color, and commit to the work necessary to create and promote a more equitable and just Bloomington. We move forward knowing and acknowledging our rich, complicated, and sometimes painful past so that we can learn from it and create a land of true opportunity. And now I'm delighted to introduce Bloomington Mayor Carrie Thompson, and tonight she will share the state of the city. Please help me welcome her to the stage.
Hi, everyone. It is such a delight to get to be here with you this evening. I am Carrie Thompson, and while I can't really see you because of all of these lights, I got to greet many of you on your way in. Your presence here tonight shows that you care about where we're headed. And together, I want you to know that we have the power to guide the future that we want to see. I want to begin by saying how grateful I am that our community made it through these recent storms safely. And as we learned this past winter with our historical snow event, Mother Nature doesn't always ask permission. And when the weather shows up, we rely on one another. To our emergency responders, and to our city crews who were out in the weather protecting lives and clearing the way time and again, I want to thank you. And even as last night's storm passed, we woke up to another kind of damage this morning. 2 buildings in our trades district, the kiln and the forge, were vandalized last night. This was really senseless destruction of places built by and for our community. And I want to be clear, destruction has no place in Bloomington. In Bloomington, we protect the spaces where inclusion, innovation, and opportunity take root. Every dollar our businesses have to spend repairing unnecessary and reckless destruction is a dollar they can't put toward helping our community thrive. We're investigating, we are responding, and we are moving forward. But let's all commit to using our powers for good, our creativity for the benefit of our whole, and our energy to build up and not break down. About this time last year, I stood here on my 100th day in office. I knew a lot more about where we started by then and where we planned to go, but I really had no idea how quickly progress would be made. I knew, though, I had only one top priority on my first day in office, and I was going to be laser focused on that until that work was completed. That top priority was to build the cabinet and the team to meet this moment of opportunity for the city of Bloomington. I've done that, and if you've met the cabinet, if you've met a member of our team, I know that you're as proud of them as I am. I found myself writing this year's remarks, trying to whittle them down into a list that's achievable in about an hour, even just in the form of a highlight reel. And that's really something. That work gets done with a big team. If you're part of our City of Bloomington staff, would you please stand? Thank you. Our community thanks you for what you do every day. They say that government moves slowly, but clearly they haven't met this team that's with you tonight. We've done so much. We ran out of time to fit it all into tonight's program. And I'm just really grateful, humbled, and honored to be able to work with you. I also want to thank briefly Kathleen, who is here with a tricky job of translating the many words tonight. So we can give Kathleen a round of applause this way or that way. And I want to recognize the other elected officials who are with us tonight. I know we have county partners here and of course our city council. Can you please stand and let us thank you for the courage that it takes to run for office and to serve the public. I am so proud to partner with all of you to help make our community better. Before we dive in, here's a quick roadmap of where we're headed tonight. We'll walk through 3 chapters of our shared journey, all within just the first 15 months of this administration. We'll talk about where we started, what we stepped into, including the complex systems, processes, and the state of our city that we encountered on day 1. We'll talk about where we are now, what we've been doing following that essential period of discovery and alignment. And finally, we'll talk about where we're going, the strategic steps that will carry us forward. We live in a city full of life, of energy, and possibility, a community where neighbors and newcomers come together to create a place of connection, where every street, park, and gathering place is an opportunity to grow and to belong together. Bloomington deserves a government that embodies our values: inclusivity, honesty, compassion, and transparency. At City Hall, everything we do is grounded in a clear set of values, values that keep us focused, accountable, and true to the people we serve. We host a lot of Girl Scout troops at City Hall, I have found out. They're all learning about how government works, and a few months ago, one of the scouts asked me, "What do you do most as mayor?" That's a pretty easy one. I listen. I do a ton of listening because leadership in Bloomington looks like listening. That's where it starts. Listening to staff, listening to residents, experts, and especially to those whose voices haven't always been heard. When our administration took office, we inherited things that needed to be acknowledged and addressed. I started by listening. Across departments, staff shared stories of burnout, outdated systems, unclear expectations, and wondering if their expertise and input truly mattered. We found an organization with many, many dedicated public servants, and also some unanswered questions that needed to change. So we began with what matters most, our people. Building a culture that values our community, the service we provide, and the people who do the work. Last summer, my cabinet came together to define the values that would guide us forward, not just as a government, but as a team with purpose, vision, and integrity. These values now ground every decision we make, especially the hard ones. They reflect who we are, what we stand for, and how we will continue to lead Bloomington into the future. Let me share how they've shaped the year behind us and the direction that we're headed next. We are co-creators of our community. We know the best ideas come from partnership. That was clear during our downtown community cleanup day when over 90 neighbors and business owners showed up to reclaim pride in our shared spaces alongside the many city staff who joined them. We are accountable servant leaders. We take our responsibility seriously, especially when stewarding taxpayer dollars. After a June 25th storm knocked out power for over 60,000 residents, we responded quickly, clearing trees from right-of-ways and then helping you, our residents, by initiating a pickup service to dispose of the limbs that you had cleared. And then we launched a full after-action review to learn and to improve. Those reviews happen after every major incident now. That's what we do. We are accountable, and that's what accountability looks like: showing up, owning the outcome, and getting better every single time. We are demystifying government. A transparent government is a trustworthy government. We want you to know what we're doing, how we're doing it, and why we're doing it. We're focused on cutting through the red tape, making it easier for you to get involved, and ensuring that government is a resource, not a barrier. That's why I've made it a priority to meet people where they are. Each month, I'm out knocking doors in neighborhoods across the city to hear directly from residents at their doors about their experiences, their hopes, and their concerns. That kind of face-to-face connection keeps us grounded and keeps us responsive. We launched the new Climate Action Dashboard, a user-friendly tool that gives residents real-time access to progress on local sustainability efforts, including emissions data, project updates, and actionable steps that you, our residents, can take to affect climate. This way, our climate work is visible, accountable, and participatory. Finally, we are architects of joy. This value of joy is about creating a place that works and feels good to be a part of. In 2024, joy looked like new possibilities. We finalized the long-awaited closing on the Trades District properties, unlocking future opportunities for innovation, entrepreneurship, and job creation. We moved the Hopewell redevelopment into action, soon to bring new housing, green space, and community gathering places to a site that's long been waiting for new life. We made long-awaited progress on expanding the convention center, finally moving from planning to action on a project the community has championed for years. My thanks to the CIB and to the county for that incredible partnership. We acted quickly to seize one-time opportunities, investing $2.5 million in long overdue downtown street and sidewalk improvements using expiring CREED funds. We upgraded ADA ramps, enhanced pedestrian safety, and made our downtown more accessible for everyone, because joy looks like inclusion. And yes, sometimes joy arrives when we least expect it, like IU football's winning season. Very unexpected. It filled our restaurants, packed downtown streets, and it reminded us how powerful community spirit can be. We can't control the scoreboard, but we can make sure Bloomington is ready when the spotlight shines on us. These moments matter. Joy lights the spark and pride fans the flame, and participation keeps the fire of community burning bright. Whether through policy, partnerships, or simply showing up, this first year has been filled with meaningful progress and meaningful listening. We're proud of what we've built, and we're not finished. I can count on ESOC for the enthusiasm line all the time. At the heart of all of this shared commitment to service and teamwork, the principles that will continue to drive us forward will remain steady. And now it's my pleasure to introduce someone who exemplifies that commitment, our Director of Human Resources, Dr. Shar Paycheck. Shar has been instrumental in supporting and strengthening our team through new compensation strategy that reflects our values. And honestly, I have no idea how Dr. Paycheck gets everything done. She is truly incredible. Thanks, Shar.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayor Thompson. I am excited to speak about one of the most important investments the City of Bloomington is making, and that is our employees. When the administration came into office, it became clear that our internal systems, especially around personnel policies and pay, weren't meeting the needs of our employees or serving our community. We knew we needed to make some changes. As we dug in, we heard directly from our staff. Over half of them, 51%, said salary, understaffing, and retention were the biggest issues. Yet 76% said what kept them motivated at work was their team, the strong culture in their departments, and the meaningful work that they do every day. Still, the systems meant to support them were outdated. The city's personnel manual hadn't been updated for over a decade. Pay grades had become stagnant, and job descriptions hadn't been updated and reviewed in years. Our hiring process didn't consider experience, education, or increasing workloads of our employees. Compensation practices were outdated, and many HR systems were still paper-based, leading to errors and also inefficiencies. Our team had the talent and the drive, but we didn't have the tools or the support. It became very clear that a reset was necessary. From the start, the administration was very clear that HR systems and supporting employees was our top priority. It wasn't easy, but we got to work. In 2024, we focused on improving HR partnerships, communication, and services. With leadership support from the Office of the Mayor, with the backing of the City Council, we were able to secure approval for updated salary grades, a foundational step towards making sure our compensation is fair for everyone. And importantly, we truly appreciate the patience from the department heads and our employees as we work through these challenges together. It was a critical first step, and we should be proud of the progress that we've made so far. Here are some additional highlights of what we have accomplished. We reviewed and regraded hundreds of city job descriptions, bringing clarity and consistency to roles that hadn't been updated in years. Pay scales were adjusted to reflect employees' experience and their time on the job so that their work was fairly rewarded. The open enrollment process was improved, covering not just pay, but all of the valuable benefits employees receive. A new employee handbook was launched to replace the outdated manual from over a decade ago.
And with that, a committee of people from different departments across the city were set up to meet regularly and update policies, ensuring that they always serve both the workforce and also the city effectively. The AFSCME salary study has also been initiated so that all employee groups are included in the broader compensation improvements. HR partners from different departments across the city meet regularly to discuss challenges and collaborate on solutions. Recruitment and onboarding is improved with more evident support for employees in their first year. Employee appreciation events were ramped up to recognize employees at all levels, from interns to those who have 20 or more years of service. We are not alone in this work. The legal department and the office of the mayor helped negotiate new contracts for the fire and the police departments, both of which were approved unanimously. The fire department will be fully staffed in September. And the police department is also making progress. After announcing higher salaries, this is a good thing. Making progress. After we announced higher salaries and also those individual patrol vehicles, we saw the largest applicant pool in years. 11 strong applicants are in process, and if hired, this will mark our biggest onboarding class in 2 decades. There you go, that's progress. So what's next? In 2025, our focus is on making our HR practices more efficient and effective. We continue to go digital, moving away from those paper forms for faster, easier to use processes for a smooth behind-the-scenes operation. We're streamlining and modernizing our systems from the start of an employee's journey to their exit and everything in between. We're standardizing consistent pay practices across the board. Additionally, we're providing leadership training to foster continuous improvement in workplace environments. What drives all of this is simple: a city government that works for everyone. That means being fair, responsive, and built to last. This is just the beginning. While there's still work to be done, we're committed to making sure our city government works for everyone, our employees, and the people we serve. Thank you to the mayor, to city council, thank you to our HR team, to our consultants, to our department heads, and especially to our employees for your patience, your partnership, and your continued dedication. I look forward to everything that we can accomplish together in the future. Thank you.
I always tell people, if you have questions about the city and you don't know who to ask, give me a call, send me an email, I will help you. I'll track it down. If I don't know the answer, I'll find out who has the answer and we'll get you in touch with the right person. I am the Neighborhood Services Program Manager, and I work with neighborhood associations. We do a lot of community building.
For the city of Bloomington as an entity, I always believe that government's role is to serve people, and I feel like it's just our responsibility to do that.
Working for the city, you can actually make a difference in your community. I do arts initiatives as well as larger economic development projects. We're able to say, hey, here's the resources and how you can do that. We have a unique role in the city of Bloomington in our department, and I'm really happy to be a part of it.
We're here to provide services for the people that need them, and so however we can do that better and make their lives better, I love that part of it.
What is really cool about working for Bloomington in general, we truly want to help others. And there are so many agencies here designed to help others. We are heavily supported, and if they support us, then we are able to support the community.
You feel like your job has tangible impact in the community, especially if you live here. I get to directly see and watch how what I do impacts Bloomington.
And that's really attractive to me, as well as the fact now working at the city and being involved in the community, there's just a lot of good people with a lot of good ideas and great heart. It's just such a beautiful thing to be a part of making a community run and thrive.
The city is a fun place to work because the aspect of giving back to the community, I mean, that's really the best part about it for me. I'm very proud to tell people that I work for the city of Bloomington.
I absolutely love it that Dr. Paycheck's vision and her big dream is that she's going to have to wear shades and a hat around town because we're going to have no more open positions available in the city of Bloomington. And Shar, I share your dream. Thank you for your thoughtful leadership and your commitment to Bloomington's promise of service and of responsiveness. With our shared values at the foundation and momentum on our side, let's look ahead at what comes next, what challenges remain, and how we will continue leading with clarity and care. One of our most urgent challenges is expanding access to housing and creating a city where everyone feels safe, supported, and at home. Street homelessness is a crisis that affects us all. Those experiencing it firsthand, the service providers working tirelessly to support them, and the business owners and residents navigating its impact. We are not alone in this. We join communities across the nation facing the same crisis, but I know Bloomington can solve it. In Bloomington, we can solve it because in Bloomington, we choose to act with compassion, with urgency, and with lasting impact. When I committed to serving as your mayor, I committed to finding solutions that prioritize respect and dignity. That includes being honest about what's not working and courageous enough to fix it at the root. I will not keep pouring dollars into resources and other resources into temporary fixes. We need real solutions, and we need them now. And at the start of 2024, I convened local housing experts, heading home and frontline service providers gathered, and I requested a clear, community-driven, data-informed response to street homelessness. Together, they delivered the Housing Action Plan. It is a plan created by the experts. The plan is already in motion and strikes the right balance between immediate action and long-term strategy. It prioritizes coordinated outreach so people don't fall through the cracks. It calls for more case managers so support is consistent and centered on human connection. It demands more medical respite, that's hard to say, for individuals too sick to be on the streets, but that don't qualify for hospitalization. It focuses on prevention, keeping people housed before crisis hits. It aims to increase deeply affordable housing and for bolstered security and services for permanent supportive housing so that we prevent exits back into homelessness. It emphasizes, yes, thanks, Peter. Once we house people, we have to keep them housed. It emphasizes regional collaboration to address inflow from surrounding counties and strengthen our collective response. And it calls for a thoughtful assessment of our shelter capacity so we can responsibly meet local needs without overwhelming our system. The plan is collaborative and evolving. It is owned and created by the experts. It is not a city plan. It has my full support, though, and I know our partners will implement it, assess its impact, and refine it as we learn. I made a clear promise, and I'm keeping it. City funding will go only to organizations and community partners aligned with this coordinated framework. If you're not part of the solution, you won't be part of our funding. When we bring compassion, collaboration, and commitment to the table, real change is within reach. But it's just one piece of the puzzle. Across the board, we need more housing for the people who work here, contribute to this community, and want to call Bloomington home for the long run. One way we're tackling this is by doing the necessary work behind the scenes, cleaning up longstanding issues that had been ignored for too long, issues that were stalling progress, wasting resources, and putting future investments at risk. When I took office, the Housing and Neighborhood Development Department was in crisis. It was out of alignment with federal funding requirements, falling short of its mission, and failing the community it was meant to serve. My top priority was housing. And yet the department that was charged with doing the work was far from equipped to achieve progress. Years of inconsistent leadership had led to 4 federal audits in just 12 months. That's highly unusual and deeply concerning. Those audits uncovered outdated practices, compliance failures, and development deals that didn't deliver on promises, especially when it came to workforce housing. We had to act decisively to protect our federal partnerships and the integrity of our housing work here in Bloomington moving forward. We inherited some dysfunction, but we didn't flinch. We fixed it. I'm proud to share that after a year of intensive effort, we have officially closed out all of the HUD monitorings. Many thanks to Anna Killian Hansen and her team. We have turned a very major corner. Our team overhauled policies and procedures, completed compliance training, implemented new software, and renewed its focus to the work that matters most, delivering housing support that impacts lives every single day. In addition to these internal improvements, HAND has continued to deliver support that directly affects residents. Over the past year, this administration has supported the creation of new homes, the preservation of affordable rentals, and the rehabilitation of existing housing stock. HAND has developed first-time home buyers, prevented foreclosures, expanded access to housing counseling, and supported vulnerable populations, including survivors of domestic violence and those experiencing homelessness. We've invested in land acquisition and lot development to ensure future pathways to affordable homeownership, partnering with organizations like Beacon to create their new shelter and the Bloomington Housing Authority, creating permanent housing. Last fall, our administration launched an inclusive, community-wide outreach effort to shape Bloomington's new consolidated plan, which is a federally required roadmap that guides how we invest in housing and community development. We led 9 public outreach sessions and continued targeted discussions with our key partners. These conversations are critical to ensure the plan reflects the real needs of our community, of our residents, and that it positions us to direct federal resources where they will have the greatest impact. This hands-on, boots-on-the-ground strategy is how we turn housing goals into real, everyday impact, meeting people where they are when they need it most. At the same time, we are revisiting our permitting process and our Unified Development Ordinance, or the UDO, which is a set of rules that guide how and where development happens in Bloomington, a process that will include its own robust public input opportunities. These updates will support the housing that our community truly needs, all while keeping development on a responsible path. As we explore policy changes, we're making sure there's a solid process for you to weigh in, because we're about co-creating solutions. We want to make sure that your voice is not only heard, but that it actively shapes the outcomes. That future is already taking shape in places like the Summit District, where there's an opportunity for creative development focused on sustainable, walkable communities. We're exploring partnerships that ensure a healthy mix of market rate and affordable housing, striking a balance to meet our community's needs. Housing is medicine. When we invest in housing, infrastructure, and economic opportunity, we're not just addressing today's challenges. We're building a city where everyone can truly thrive. That's the future I think is worth the hard work that we're all committed to doing. As I mentioned earlier, transparency and engagement are how we are leading. Every decision we make, from policies to budgets, should be clear, accessible, and most importantly, shaped by the people that we serve. A government that listens and then acts is a government that works. Over the past year, we've expanded direct engagement opportunities and increased public input in decision-making. I've kept my promise to take City Hall into the community each month through traveling town halls and with cabinet and council members, one-on-one office hours, and listening sessions with nonprofits and faith leaders. I've worked to make it easier for residents and community leaders to ask questions, raise concerns, share their hopes, and engage directly with their government. What's been really most delightful about these conversations is that they're often filled with people who have never set foot in City Hall before, voices that are new to the process, and voices that are essential to our solutions. When I ran for mayor, I promised to listen, to discern, and only then to lead. That remains my commitment, especially when the decisions are big and the stakes are high. That commitment doesn't shift based on what's happening in other branches of government. Real progress requires real dialogue, not decisions made behind closed doors. When tackling complex challenges, my administration is committed to co-creating solutions. We know the best ideas emerge when we work together, when we improve one another's thinking through open, inclusive dialogue. That's hard to do when public input is limited to a few minutes on a proposal that's already been developed with no current public input. Those conversations can be uncomfortable. I want to acknowledge that. However, I refuse to shy away from complexity. Instead, I'm committed to leaning into it together and presuming goodwill every step of the way. I know that not everyone will always get their way, but we will do what we said we'd do, and we will do it in the open, with the public, and for the people. Decisions should be shaped by public input, not by politics. The work ahead is too important to let division define us. So let's choose a better path. Let's keep showing up side by side and ready to collaborate. We don't need the division that we see on the national stage. We are Bloomington, and together I think we might be surprised that the solutions that we co-create are much better than the ones we started with on our own. So let's not forget that transparency isn't just about being available, it's also about access to information. And over the past year, we've taken a hard look at how we respond to public records requests and found real opportunities to improve both our processes and our customer service. I've also focused on how people find information in the first place, simplifying procedures, removing bureaucratic hurdles, and proactively sharing documents, data, and decisions before someone even has to ask. At the core of this effort is my belief that residents should be treated like valued customers. When we lead with service and stay accountable to taxpayers, we build trust, and we make government feel a little more human. Looking ahead, we're planning a full overhaul of the city's website to improve navigation and ease of access. We have launched a citywide digital accessibility strategic plan, beginning with a comprehensive audit to ensure all residents, including those with disabilities, can access critical services and information. Every decision, project, and investment should be easy to understand and easy to track. If something's unclear, we want to know. So what's next? A thriving Bloomington doesn't happen accidentally. It requires careful planning, smart investments, and a long-term vision. A one-year budget alone can't support the scale of what Bloomington needs for its long-term future. We must develop long-term financial strategies that fund recurring expenses, capital projects, and the infrastructure that underpins our daily lives. Under my direction, our cabinet delivered comprehensive action plans in public safety, infrastructure, and economic development, as well as major initiatives like Hopewell, the Trades District, fiber and data upgrades, park renovations, and new public safety facilities. Sustainability, fiscal, social, and operational, requires clear planning and collective commitment. Behind every well-functioning city is a strong public works department. They keep Bloomington running, clearing snow, filling potholes, and managing sanitation, among other things. Their work is critical to community pride, business investment, and community safety. Critical work, yet ours operates out of outdated facilities and faces a $3 million annual shortfall just to maintain current road conditions, which, if you're the mayor, you hear about every day. Over the past year, it's become clear just how long this investment was neglected, pushed aside, underprioritized, and it is now overdue. For decades, Bloomington hasn't kept up with the necessary maintenance grade for our streets, and the consequences are truly catching up with us. If we want Bloomington to function at its highest level, we need to act. We've prioritized and invested in modern facilities for fire, and soon we'll do the same for police. Public Works deserves no less. Outdated systems are holding us back. The same is true for our most essential resource, water. We have some water fans. I'm one of them. When I took office, the Monroe Water Plant was also facing over $10 million in needed repairs, with delayed funding leaving critical infrastructure very vulnerable. We acted, bringing in Wessler Engineering to assess the systems, prioritize repairs, and create a clear, actionable roadmap to secure Bloomington's water future. We're seeing the effects of growing without long-term maintenance planning. But Parks is taking the lead in this. Parks, just like the Powerline Trail, the Bryan Park Playground, and soon Hopewell Commons, are beautiful additions, and they add a great sense of pride to our community, but they come with rising operational costs and budget pressures, including for security and upkeep. In response, our Parks and Rec department is undergoing a full master planning process to chart a smarter, more sustainable path forward so that as we continue to grow, we maintain and care for what we already have. We can't afford to kick the can down the road. We must do needed maintenance and sustainable plans now. Our administration has something. And what it is an opportunity And we also have the responsibility to invest wisely right now. Our quality of life truly does depend on it. In each case, the need is clear. We must invest now to avoid higher costs and deeper consequences later. When our city runs well, businesses thrive, jobs grow, and Bloomington becomes an even better place to live, work, and play. I'm focused on attracting new businesses while also supporting the incredible entrepreneurial spirit that already exists in our community. As part of that work, we've prioritized something that's been long overlooked: how Bloomington presents itself to the world. Thriving economies are built on identity. Our story, our values, our sense of place, they all shape the way that we grow and who chooses to grow with us. And I know we have some future residents with us tonight, so welcome to Bloomington. As of last month and over the next year, we're engaged in a comprehensive city and place branding initiative in collaboration with consultants and, most importantly, in deep partnership with the people of Bloomington. Let me be clear that this is far more than a logo or a marketing campaign. This is about uncovering the compelling and authentic narrative of who we are as a community and what makes Bloomington distinct, magnetic, and meaningful. That matters for economic development, and this work is long overdue. We have great wage disparity in Bloomington. And in 2016, the Wage Growth Task Force report recommended that the city work to brand Bloomington, recognizing how important identity and perception are to economic growth. Yet despite that call to action 9 years ago, no progress has been made. Under our leadership, we have engaged and taken the first real steps to build a cohesive identity that makes Bloomington more competitive, attracting businesses, talent, and visitors who align with our values and contribute to a strong, values-driven economy. When people understand what Bloomington stands for, when they see their own values reflected in our identity, they're more likely to stay, to invest, and to contribute. These efforts, investing in housing, increasing transparency, maintaining financial health, supporting our economy, and telling Bloomington's story are all interconnected. They're part of a vision, a vibrant, inclusive, forward-moving Bloomington built on a foundation of strength and shared opportunity. Now, I'd like to turn things over to Jane Coopersmith, our Director of Economic and Sustainable Development, who will share how we're driving this economic growth.
Hi, everyone. So good to be with you tonight, and I just want to say I'm so grateful to be part of this hardworking team. In economic and sustainable development, our job is to create the conditions for a strong, resilient, and thriving Bloomington. Current economic pressures do not make our work very easy or any easier. Despite these national headwinds, we've stayed focused and we're delivering. We're reducing housing barriers, we're securing outside investments in Bloomington, and we're making long-term strategic commitments to our shared future. It's not always easy, but our team shows up, follows through, and is getting results. The Trades District continues to grow as a hub for Bloomington's tech sector. Last November, we completed the Forge, which Carrie described earlier, Mayor Thompson described earlier, a 22,000 square foot LEED Silver office space supported in part by an EDA grant. It's already advancing our strategy to attract and scale tech businesses and to foster collaboration in the district. And we're just getting started. With the $16 million college and community collaboration grant from the Lilly Endowment, IU, the Mill, and the city will continue to advance that same work. We will be developing the remaining parcels, formalizing and improving connections between campus and the community, and installing 6 new public art pieces. More wins in the Trades District We just wrapped construction for the commercial tenants in the Trades District garage, and we handed them their keys on Tuesday. Yeah. The Kiln building, which was developed by the Kiln Collective, came online in 2024, and it looks incredible. And finally, the installation of the long-awaited piece by Stefan Rees, OT 987, began I didn't say that right, guys. Let's do it over. Finally, the installation of the long-awaited Stefan Rice, it's because there are too many adjectives. OT 987 Trades Gateway Sculpture began this week at 10th and Madison. We hope you can join us and our many incredible partners, including the artists, for a launch party on April 10th, 6 to 9 p.m. Speaking of the arts, we know that creative economies are strong economies. In 2024, we formalized a partnership with Secretly Group to build out 10,000 square feet of affordable studio space to create the incubator and provide artists with the tools, space, and support that they need to have thriving practices in Bloomington. This photo, did we switch it? Oh no, we're not there. Well, there is a photo of Julie Schenkelberg's piece, which was created during her residency at the incubator and was on display at the Grunewald Gallery last month. The incubator will formally launch this fall, and we'll invite you to that party too. Yeah. Turning next to Hopewell, in 2024, Mayor Thompson led a strategic reset of the Hopewell development to ensure it delivers on its promises to the community. The Redevelopment Commission issued an updated public offering on Hopewell South and on Hopewell East, moving us toward a thoughtful and inclusive development. Construction of Hopewell Commons is now complete, including a green space, a 1% for the Arts piece by John Rasek that will begin installation this summer, and temporary pickleball courts. Yeah. Please join us to celebrate Hopewell Commons this month on April 23rd. We'll also host another public information session later this spring where you can do a full project download. And turning toward the convention center, incredible progress was seen in 2024. The interlocal agreement was signed. New appointments were made to the Capital Improvement Board. The design is in its final stages. Site prep work is underway, and construction is on the horizon. The CIB selected Dora Hospitality as the hotel developer, and the convention center received a new name, the Bloomington Convention Center. Yeah. It was dicey there for a minute. But perhaps most importantly, the Bloomington City Council made an incredible commitment to issue bonds in support of the construction of the convention center. Yes, thank you. This investment will be transformative for our community, whether for the jobs that will be created to manage and support the convention center operations, the dollars that it will attract into our local community from across the state and beyond, the center's dedication to the arts, or the positive impact of off-cycle business activity. Emerging from all of these projects is a picture of future Bloomington with discrete neighborhoods connected along the B line, each with a unique identity to offer residents and visitors. Turning now to climate, there isn't enough time to cover all of the city's work in this area, but I wanted to give you some quick hits of what our sustainability team and our many partners have been up to. We partnered in July with NOAA and Kappa Strategies to conduct Bloomington's first ever heat mapping campaign and air quality study, giving us critical neighborhood data to guide future investments. This data is already shaping projects like Cool Corridors, which kicked off last month with a tree planting in the Crestmont neighborhood in partnership with Canopy Bloomington. We expanded Stay Cool Bloomington, a program that increased safety on high heat days with free AC units to low-income residents. It provided more than 16,000 free pool admissions on high heat days and access to cooling centers. We've also helped homeowners and small businesses go solar, boost energy efficiency, and save money on utility bills. We helped, I had to redo this math, 32 low-income individuals get new e-bikes, and we helped 20 non-low-income individuals get access to e-bikes as well. That helps them make green, affordable commutes across the city. We also advanced Project 46, our regional climate alliance with Columbus and Nashville, and key partners like Cummins, IU Health, and the Environmental Resilience Institute. This work is ambitious, but it only works if we do it together. So we're asking you today, and we will ask you throughout the rest of the year to join us. And with that, I'd like to pass it back to Mayor Thompson.
Jane, thank you for keeping climate at the forefront of all that we do in the city. Really, your voice and your leadership, along with your team, has been so incredibly important. I know you're probably tired of hearing from me as much as I am tired of trying to enumerate all of the incredible work that our team has done in collaboration with our community. And I appreciate you sticking with us tonight, because tonight is really a celebration. As we conclude, I'm filled just truly with pride and gratitude for all that we've accomplished together. And I'm also energized by the opportunities that we have ahead. Reflecting on this past year, I'm reminded of the ground we've covered, progress made, challenges faced, and the discoveries made along the way. Many of those discoveries about our systems, our culture, and our assumptions weren't easy. And we can truly say it's been a team-building year, and we really are ready to soar. These were necessary and essential discoveries that we have grown from. We've chosen to face them with transparency and accountability, and in doing so, we've begun to lay a stronger foundation, one built on shared values, a renewed sense of purpose, and a deep commitment to the people of Bloomington. My promise remains this: I will lead a city government that is open, responsive, and built to serve the people who call Bloomington home. A city where barriers are removed, ideas are welcomed with compassion and curiosity, and collaboration is our first instinct. We've made more progress than a single speech can capture, and that's the kind of challenge every city should be lucky enough to have. Our team has delivered in big, meaningful ways, but the best is truly yet to come. Earlier this evening, Director Shatoya Moss opened this program by grounding us in the significance of the Waldron Arts Center, an iconic space that has continually reinvented itself in service to Bloomington. This building respects our roots and embraces transformation, which go hand in hand. That's what makes us resilient. That's what makes us Bloomington. Yes, there is still a lot of work ahead, but the foundation has been laid, and the Bloomington I believe in is the Bloomington that's built not just by policies and plans, but by people like you. In a time when so many are pushed to the margins, we must choose to be a center of gravity for belonging, for hope, and for possibility. A city is strongest when its people are seen, heard, and empowered. And that's not idealism, it's leadership. I'm listening. I will keep learning, and I'll keep doing the work of building a city where everyone has a place and a purpose. And I hope you'll keep showing up, because Bloomington is better with you in it. Thank you once again for being here tonight, for your commitment, and for your continued engagement. We are stepping ahead into a new chapter, brimming with hope and momentum. To close out this evening, as co-creators and architects of joy themselves, I am so excited to introduce a performance by Girls Rock Bloomington. This incredible organization empowers young women through music education and creative expression, embodying the spirit of innovation, joy, and collaboration that we hold dear in this city. Please join me in welcoming Amy Olsner, the founder and director of Girls Rock Bloomington.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say off the cuff that I was one of the recipients of the e-bike grant, and it's actually been life-changing for me. I now fully commute by e-bike. I wrote it here. So thank you so much for that. So I'm Amy Olsner. I'm the founder and director of Girls Rock Bloomington. It's such an honor to be here tonight. Thank you to all the organizers of the event and to Mayor Thompson for inviting us. Girls Rock Bloomington is a mentor and music education nonprofit founded in 2019 for girls, trans, and non-binary youth, ages 8 to 17. We provide an annual summer camp in which campers take instrument lessons in guitar, vocals, bass, drums, and keyboards, form bands, and write original songs to perform at a final showcase event that's open to the public, all while forming supportive, joyful connections with their peers and adult mentors. We pride ourselves in creating a non-judgmental, kid-led, fun-forward, inclusive space that allows our participants to bloom creatively regardless of skill or experience level. In addition to our annual summer camp, we also provide year-round after-school workshops, open mic nights, open to all ages and identities, and other community events and projects. We love partnering with as many community organizations, venues, and artists as possible as a way of infusing energy and abundance into the Bloomington arts, music, and nonprofit scene. We're always open to working with new volunteers, so if anyone's interested, we're taking volunteer applications at our website, girlsrockbloomington.com, for this year's summer camp. We are so proud of all of our campers, and especially so of this next band who you're gonna hear. The Serotones are comprised of Tesla, Sagan, and Natasha, who are between the ages of 13 to 14. They have been attending our camps and programs since the very beginning in 2019, and after forming the first iteration of the Serotones at our 2022 camp, they have absolutely been crushing it and growing as a band on their own time. Some of their accomplishments include recording and releasing their own original EP, Happy But Alone, and performing at multiple festivals in town, including Grand Falloon, Real Fest, Street Dance Rewind Block Party, and the upcoming Burning Couch Fest. Not only have they accomplished a lot musically, but they also deeply inspire me with their supportive and collaborative approach that they have towards making music together as a band. I've witnessed them lifting each other up and their peers countless times, and it makes me feel so proud and excited for the future for Bloomington. Please welcome the Serotones.
Really has been a dream to perform and write songs. It's just been such an amazing experience, and I'm really excited to continue to work with these amazing people. And I just don't think I can thank any of them enough. So the first song we have for you today is one of our originals that we wrote on February 14th, 2024, which, now thinking about it, was almost a year ago, which seems so short ago, but in the larger scheme of things, it just slipped under the cracks. So this is our first song we have for you today, called Love Letters. favorites to play. It's really fun, and we're excited to play it for you. Yeah, the next song is Here to Blame. Of The Feminine Urge by The Last Dinner Party. This is one of our singer's favorite songs, and we're really happy to be able to play it today.